Hey guys, it's Brandon here with Investment Joy, and come along with me as we go over how much money my laundromat made in June 2021. And a lot of you have been asking me very specifically how much money does the laundromat make, as well as how much does everything cost. So in this video, I wanted to make sure that I talk about all the little things and how much they cost. This Coke machine here, for instance, was purchased in June of 2019 for a princely sum of $600. I got it at an auction, and for every dollar that comes in revenue from this machine, it costs me about 30 cents, maybe 35 cents in between all of my costs. That's the pop, maintenance on the machine. I've spent, I think, $20 fixing this machine in over 2 years, since June or even maybe May 2019. This machine uses very little electricity, and the maintenance has been almost nothing. I paid the whole entire machine off within 2 months of operation. It's making net about $400 per month, about $600 in gross revenue. And every time we do these collections, I try and keep all of the vending money separate. We're putting it in a box here. Normally, I have a whole bunch of buckets with me. I'll explain that a little better later in the video. Tell me what you think of this format, kind of actually dragging you guys along with my nice camera, showing you guys what I'm doing when I'm out here at the laundromat. I am no longer collecting money nearly as much as I used to at the laundromat because of all my other businesses. I am so happy to report that our laundromat's doing not only a lot better financially, but it's also cleaner. We're providing a nicer, safer, better place for all the customers to come in. That doesn't mean that we're perfect yet or we're where I want to be, but things are coming along. So we're going to jump right into collecting quarters from the 3 front-load washer machines that survived the renovations. A total of 5 machines were carried over, and these continue to be some of my better money makers. We'll go over the top-load washers, which continue to be a favorite. But we're collecting the money, and I'm going to do my best to take it back to the office and segment it. I'll explain a little bit better. And do me a big favor if you can, and be sure to like this video and consider subscribing to my channel to follow me with all the different businesses I run. This laundromat is one of the 7 or 8 businesses I run. Now we're going to get on to the big washer. This machine itself was about $10,000. Of any single machine now at my laundromat, it makes, I do believe, the most amount of money. There is a ton of money just in that hopper. Probably it weighs 10 to 15 pounds, which carrying the camera can be kind of hard. Now we're going to get to these medium format washers. These tend to be the second best moneymaker here at the laundromat. And once again, we're going to go through, collect all the quarters out of them. These 2 are on the south side of the laundromat, and for one reason or another, all the machines on the south side of the laundromat do extremely well. Oh crap, I lost some more quarters. Now we're going to go over to the north side, and generally speaking, even though these are identical machines to the ones on the south side, there's just not as much sales that come in on them. I don't know if it's due to the position of the chairs, or if people just don't use them as much, but these machines just don't see as much action. But once again, you have to have them. And like always, I have dropped even more quarters on the floor. And I promise you guys, if you see me drop quarters in one of my videos, I come back and get them. I am that much of a cheapskate. Now that we've collected from those washers, we're going to go back and put them in my collection system this time. Now we're going to cycle through, and we're going to get the south side low size washers as well as the top loads here in a little bit. Although the cleanliness of the location's a lot better than it used to be, there's still some things that I have to come in once a week, inspect, and make sure that my cleaning crew that's coming in every night now is doing a good job. We're now doing a much better job of keeping the place very clean. We're going to go through, these are my smaller Dexter front load washers. They're doing very well. These machines are running $3,000 a piece, and you guys can make a decision, you know, as you visually certify, are the collections doing good? Are they doing bad? I'll let you guys make a decision. Now we're going through these coin bins. The revenue on these machines just isn't as good as the old front loads. I don't really know why. Now I'm going to switch the camera around and just go through all these ones on the north side. Once again, these are the 20-pound machines. Fortunately, one of the machines wasn't used a single time in the week collection that we're actually doing here. This is all the quarters and money that we made over about a 1 week period, but I'm going to total up at the end of the video how much my laundromat actually made. Now we're going to go to the remaining 2 machines. These are dirt old top loaders. They're pieces of crap. I don't know why people use them. They don't get your clothes as clean as the other ones, and they don't even hold as much clothes, but people continue to love them. I've been told that people like them because they're used to what they have at home. I don't know. They're okay money makers, as you can tell here. Probably $40 in between those two. Because I have no consistency in anything I do, I'm taking them back to the boiler room to organize my money and figure out how I'm doing it. Normally I have 1,000 buckets in my car, but for better or worse, I didn't have 1,000 buckets today, and I have resorted to garbage can lids that I found in the boiler room. This is because I took my Ford Expedition to do all my errands and work today instead of my $4,000 Kia, so resorting to trash cans is kind of par of the course for my business operation. Now we're going to go over to all these dryers and run through them real quick to see how many quarters we got. It's pretty good. I realize you can't see it super well, but I'll show you the bucket here at the end of the segment. But our dryer sales have been up just an incredible amount now that we've got all these new ones. Now we're going to go and see how much money we made in the machine. We checked the coin hopper and it's got like maybe $75, so it's a great thing that I came here to the laundromat because we have to go through and refill it, and we want to go and pull out the delicious stack of dollar bills. The funny thing is, as my laundromat business is on the incline and growing from about week to week, the number of 20s in these stacks goes up almost every single week. I'm seeing less $1 bills, I'm seeing more 20s, and that is really, really great to me. So we're going to put it in that bucket, and the bucket has surplus quarters from last week's collection because we're actually running surplus quarters now at the laundromat in addition to my car wash. So I have to refill this machine. We hold the pivot pin out and we take the bucket. These are leftovers from last week. There's about $600 in extra quarters that I had, and we dump them in the machine to recycle them so the customers don't come in and get angry at me when they put a 20 in, yet they only get like $10 worth of quarters. That's awful, and I run down here in order to pay them their money back. On the side of these hoppers are these little viewing windows, and you can estimate how much is in here. If we fill it to the top, there's about $1,200 worth of quarters in here, but you don't want to do that because it'll actually break the machine over time. And what's interesting to me is whether we're talking car wash or laundromat, these Hamiltons are all the same. And between all the businesses I run, I've got to kind of make sure that the bills and the change stay in line. One of the odd things I've kind of adopted doing the car washes and the laundromat is I've got really quick at sorting money. This is run at about 150% speed. But now I can count money without actually having to separate ones, fives, tens, and 20s. It's probably about as fast as me running the actual bill changer machine that you're used to seeing on my channel. This is simply because normally when I do a collection I have to separate the bills. I'm too cheap to spend the $2,000 on a machine that separates the bills, so this is how I do it at the car wash. I have almost no space, so I can't separate the bills out, so I just kind of throw them in a pile, count them, and I get really, really, really close. Close enough for my accountant and the IRS to be happy. So we're almost done here off. The video is $118 in vending machine ones. The remainder is from the washers and the dryers. Now, as my time commitment to my various businesses change, I got to do these different. So this is just a video from prior collections, but here's the totals that we got from the washers, dryers, vending machines. It was a little over $1,000 for this 1 week period. Now, having said this, I have a gigantic bucket full of quarters. We actually added $150 in quarters to it. Now, here's what everybody really wants to know. How much am I actually spending to keep this business afloat? Is it making money? Is it not making money? Here's the number, and you guys can decide, is it worth it to keep this business? Personally, if you were asking me, I think it is. But once again, this collection was $881 in bills. The total expenses are a little over $3,000. Now, having said this, I did a bunch of other prior collections, and we end up with a cash flow of over $55 this month, but YouTube's made me $170K. Let me know if you like the financial breakdown, if you want me to do it for my other businesses again. Thanks for watching, guys.